Hey, you guys, how are you? I hope you're all doing well. For those who don't know me, my name is Liana, and I'm here to inspire you and motivate you and maybe bring one or two things up that get you thinking. Um, so, today I wanted to talk about who do you inspire? Because the thing is that no matter what we do, no matter if you're a person that is moving around in social media or not, um, we all inspire people to things. Whether it's to that we inspire people not to do certain things or not to behave in a certain way, but we also inspire people to do other things, to you motivate people to try new things. So if you reflect a little bit about yourself, how do you get inspired? Which people inspire you? Because something actually quite funny happened today, and I wasn't expecting it at all. So it came really out of the blue, and it really like it just got me so warm inside because it was nice to see that I actually inspire someone to do that. Um, for those have followed me, you might have seen that I have been painting a lot recently, and it's all started because I always paint because I feel some kind of flow, because I feel that I need to let go of something. And it makes me feel good. And I often don't really paint anything that means something. I usually paint something that it's more abstract. That's more the kind of paintings that I do, very abstract. But then I started painting, and then it was like, oh, this was really nice to do. So I started doing it more, and I gave a friend of mine. I got moved because I showed her some of the things that I had done, and she said, "Oh, I love it. It's so nice." And she said, "Because I love the orange color, and that's the kind of color that I love." So it made me want to feel that I wanted to do a painting for her because it was her birthday. So I made her a painting with the colors that she liked, and then I made a feather, a white feather, and she loved it. And it's so nice to be able to actually do something that I made myself for a friend, and she actually like really loved it. um and it actually inspired her also, because she said it was such a long time I painted. I'm like, but just start, um because it's kind of what I did. It's just to, if something moves you, just get going and do it. And then, if it turns out to be something good or not, it doesn't really matter. It's just as long as you like release it, it will be great. So I have like made so many different paintings recently, and yesterday I actually just got like, I need to actually draw, because usually when I paint, I only paint, and it turns out to be whatever it turns out to be. But I actually started painting or drawing to be able to do the painting. So that's actually the first. But what happened today was that a friend of mine actually wrote on Facebook that she got inspired by me and two other friends that have been painting, and inspired her to start painting. So it was so nice, and it was really moving. And I don't know if she understands how nice and how moving it is for me to hear that I have inspired her to do that. Because you never know. Like I said, painting, it was just a way for me to show the flow, and how it's good to just let go and do whatever you know it doesn't matter what the result is. It's just to let it flow, let it go through you. um so it was really nice, very unexpected. And that's something that you never know who you're inspiring, in both like a good and bad. I mean, I think it's very important to think, especially if you're an adult, to think, how am I inspiring or motivating people? Or how am I as a person? How does that reflect on other people? Because I try, or I don't try, I am a pretty happy person. And I keep positive, and I do have my downs. I do really do have my dips. Like it really goes down. But for most of the part, I'm a very positive person. I'm very happy, and I try to make people, you know, feel good. That's like, I don't know. I find it very important for people to feel good, uh, and that's why I'm doing this whole thing with the channel, and that's why I'm trying to inspire and motivate people to do more of what they love to do more of what they feel inside that has to be released. Because at the end of the day, most people actually don't, you get a job and you start working there, but it's not really what you love doing. You do it because that's what your diploma says that you're supposed to be doing, or because that's, you just got there and you just keep doing the same thing. um, you kind of get stuck in the same thing. I mean, if how many people start working like, I don't know, let's say a salesman, and you go from being a salesman and then all of a sudden you are start working as an artist. Or how many people are, go and study for years and turn out to be engineers, and then they say, no, this wasn't for me. I go and start painting houses or building houses. I mean, that's not very common. Often when you start doing something, you kind of get stuck in there, and you you might search jobs that are about the same thing. But you kind of get stuck in this bubble, and you get stuck in this, that I am this kind of person. This is what I can do. And the thing is that, like I've said many times before, we only live once, and we need to try more of life. We need to test. We need to, if you think about it, I don't know, people think differently, but either you're a person that believes that we live several times, uh, or you're the kind of person that you think you only have this lifetime. And I think most people believe in that we have one lifetime. So what should you do with that lifetime? I mean, if you only believe that you only have this life, shouldn't you then appreciate it and do as much as possible of what you love? And yes, I know we need the money, and it's not always goes hand in hand and everything like that. But that doesn't mean that you should stop doing things that you actually love doing, or doing things that might bring the best of you. I mean, I started working, I was going to the university, and did several different courses in different planes, and nothing really clicked in me. Nothing was like, yeah, this is what I want to work with. And then I got an extra job um, in a logistics company, and I started working there, and I worked there for 11 years. And then I started doing my own thing for a year, or I actually began much earlier, but I did my thing for 1 year. And then I kind of felt that, this, it didn't really work for me, because one thing was to have my business and do my thing as something extras, like a hobby. And there was another thing to have that as my income. I have that kind of pressure on myself that I had to get the income, so this could, be something that I could live on. And I didn't like that feeling. So I started searching for a new job, and I started working for something different. It's still logistics, but it was a bit different. But if you kind of categorize, the thing that you cannot get stuck in the same category. Because I personally, I don't know, I'm not an engineer, I don't have a degree in that, so I wouldn't have been able to get a job in the job that I'm today, being an engineer, because I'm not that kind of person. I don't have the interest to be, with the physics and everything. It's not my thing. Or I have made it not my thing because I have so many other things that I actually find interesting and fun to do. So many times, yes, you do have probably need to have a normal work, but never forget that you still have your life, and you don't want to regret anything, because if you only have one lifetime and you're doing something just because you have to, because you have to get the income, and actually never tried or did what you actually love, isn't as a, isn't that like really really sad? So take the time that you have and actually do the things that you love. Try new things, try new hobbies. And that's what I want. The whole thing about this video is just to try to inspire you to, if you're not moving in social media that much, talk to your friends, post a picture. You don't have to do lives, but of things that you do. And don't be ashamed of what you're doing. Don't be ashamed of, if you're drawing, if you do a drawing and you're like, no, that's not good. That's that bad self talk again. So the whole idea is to, let go of what people might think and just do it. Because you never know who you will be inspiring to do more about, to do something, to do that hobby of yours. There might be a Picasso somewhere here, but if that Picasso won't waken up, if maybe you don't show the hobby and say, you can too, and maybe that person's like wakes up and sees, oh, look at Chiswi is doing, I want to try that, and then becomes incredible at painting or whatever. It doesn't have to be painting, making jewelry or making, I don't know. There's so many things that we can do here in life. And there's so many jobs that we have like no idea that they even exist, because if you're not if you don't know someone that does it, you usually don't know about it. So think about it. Show your I don't see anything bad on showing for people what you do, what you love, because I think that's a great way to inspire each other to keep this beautiful vibe, this beautiful feeling inside of you, and to bloom and let go of whatever the neighbor thinks, because it doesn't matter. Like right here, my neighbors are like, seriously, they're like right in front of me basically, and they sit and eat dinner while I'm doing my lives. It's like, if I was someone else, I might be, not doing them because, oh my god, or waiting until they go to bed so they don't see me doing the lives. Don't You don't have to care about what anyone else is thinking, as long as you're not doing anything bad. Or even if you're doing something bad, you shouldn't care, but please understand me right. The important thing here and the message is that you never know who you inspire, and you don't have to care about what other people might think or say, because as long as you feel good, that's all that counts. As long as you're doing something that it's not harming anyone. People have different perspectives and everything. So if someone sees my painting and it says it's, that's so bad, you can't even draw, there might be someone that sees the abstract kind of thing and is like, I love it. There's like no really something there, but you can feel it. I don't know. People think differently. People have seen different things. People have different ways of growing up. So because someone doesn't understand your message or understand what you're doing, it doesn't mean that someone else doesn't, light up to see what you're doing. So if you have any way, because I believe that we all inspire people, no matter if it's in social media or it's in real life, we all inspire in some way. If you're parents, you are like a huge inspiration for your kids or the kids around you. And I'm so grateful that I have come to this point that I feel that I just do what I want, and that I show my children this, not even if I'm doing it on purpose, but they do see it. And that will be something that will be imprinted in them and that they will take with them, and that will be natural for them to do. Because, for instance, like the lives, my son was taking a shower before, and he's like, "Mom, are supposed to do the live." I'm like, "Yes, I'm gonna do it later." Because I actually try to do the lives when they're asleep, because I know that there won't be any background noise, even if I have done that. I mean, some of you might have heard the kids running or seeing them or whatever. But the point is not caring about not showing your hobby or not showing something that you might be great at just because you're scared of what someone else might think. Instead, think about how much you are inspiring someone. Like I said, it doesn't have to be a big deal. It's just to talk to people about it. If you're at work, to talk about, hey, last weekend I tried this, and that. Or if you tell someone about, if you're eating lunch and they see your lunch and it looks gorgeous and it looks so good and it smells and it's like, you're inspiring someone to make that same meal. It's the same thing with a haircut. I mean, haircuts come and go if you have a special haircut. That's also, so when you see someone, it's like, wow, that's a great haircut. And then people start getting that haircut or the color or, I don't know, a jacket. There's so many things. I mean, like from the tiniest little things, like your lunch box while you're eating at work, to showing a work of art that you are just, you know, letting it flow through you without any really meaning. And people actually get inspired by that without being the purpose of the whole thing. So think about it. How are you as a person? How are you showing up for yourself? How are you showing up for others? And don't forget to live this life. If you are the one or the kind of person that believes that we only have one lifetime, then really, you should really think about what you're doing with your life and enjoying it more. I have so many things going on right now. I have these courses. I have, I don't know if you see the box behind here. It's basically a course that is the whole weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And I have got the water bottle, and I have got so many things in there, like a really good goodie bag. I have so many things going on because, I don't want to feel that I've wasted my life doing something other than work for someone and not enjoying myself. So it's like my husband said, he's like, okay, so how many paintings we will be having here? I'm like, I don't know. I'm just painting because it feels good. I'm doing these courses because it feels good. I'm starting to do lives every single day because I love it, because I want to inspire you, because I want to motivate you. Because not every video might motivate just you or inspires you, but it might motivate just one other person. So let's wrap it up. My intention for this is for you to think about how you inspire, how you motivate people, and to do what you love. Whether if it's by starting to work with it or having it as a hobby or whatever. This is your life. And like I said, if you're the believer that this is one in a lifetime, that you only have this life, make it worth it. Make it count and enjoy it. I wish you all a great evening. It's only Tuesday, so I'll see you tomorrow. Take care. Bye.